Hello everyone and welcome. Sorry for not posting. I've been extremely busy with the university stuff and science stuff and work stuff. You know, life. The pandemic occurred, but that's no different for me. Still gotta work as much, still gotta study as much, and still gotta do science stuff even more. Pandemic or no pandemic. Also sorry for being such like a teenager, but my face is allergic to everything. Like, I've got no problem with other parts of my body, skin, but like my face, I use a smidge of soap and everything's just dead. Well, anyway, since we're on the topic of university stuff, maybe not all of you are at university. I know I have statistics to see what age you all are, but I don't ever look at them because I'm a lazy ass, so I don't know. But maybe some of you are at university, maybe some of you are at school, and it's definitely that time of the year where exams, well, maybe not end of year exams, but some sort of exams, some sort of tests are coming up. You know, you got things to do. So a friend of mine asked me a few weeks ago to give him studying tips because I study a lot. I study very well, as in I don't waste time, and I get good grades. Like, I have a very high grade average. This year it was 495 with the maximum being 5.0, so I think I'm doing good enough. So I thought, you know what, like, I never thought about it because studying has never been a problem for me. I've always, you know, been good at it, as in my way has always been good for me, but I've realized that that's not the case for everyone. Also kind of seeing my boyfriend, how he struggles with everything, and so I decided, you know what, maybe this will help someone, you know, maybe my tips will help you focus more, study a little bit better, I don't know. So I decided I'm gonna share my studying tips, what I do to study, to do it correctly, to, you know, contain all the knowledge in my brain, and maybe I will help you out. So let's go. The first thing for me is definitely time management. Now, time management is my superpower. Shy is a superpower. PewDiePie reference. Not really PewDiePie, maybe. Never mind, it's not. Okay, but time management is my superpower, and I've realized, I've come to realize over the years that the majority of people I know don't really know how to time manage, and that is a reason why they don't really do well with a lot of things. So I don't have a problem with time management because I don't, like, everything's just so perfectly fits in my brain. I'm also have some, I mean, I'm not sure, apparently this is a form of synesthesia, because I see time and days and hours and everything and years, blah blah blah. I see that in colors, so that definitely helps a lot, and I have basically this mental calendar in my brain and mental planner, and I don't have to write everything down, everything's just in my brain. So maybe that's a reason why I'm so good at time managing, and other people that I know personally are less. But that's definitely the first thing I can tell you to start. If you don't have a magical calendar plan in your brain like I do, that's fine, you can get a physical one. And what I always do is I plan out the entire week, and I also plan out every single day. Now, I'm not saying you have to plan out as detailed as I do, but I plan out every single thing up to a minute, like in my brain, because I understand that writing that down may be a problem, but, like, you know, I'm doing it in my brain, so it's not really that much of a problem. But, you know, if you can't do it to a minute, you know, try and do it to an hour, right? So, for instance, I don't know, what I do normally is, I don't know, let's take it Wednesday. Wednesday, I wake up at 9, I eat my breakfast, I do my makeup, and then I have around 2.5 hours for studying. So I use those 2.5 hours for studying every time. And I mean, not for every week, you know, I'm gonna have the same thing, but, you know, that's my plan. I have that 2.5 hours planned for studying, and no matter what happens, I stick to it and I study, and I don't change anything. Then I have an hour and a half of lessons, 15 minutes of a break. So I go and eat lunch in that time, then I have an hour and a half of lessons, and then after that I do my German revision, then I read my book, and then I have my student, and then I do things like, you know, wash, eat dinner, some random things, I don't know, and go to sleep. But my point is, I have everything planned out to the minute. Well, I don't obviously suggest that if you don't have a mental plan in your brain like me. We'll try and plan out it to every hour, so I know, let's say 10, 12 studying this, 12, 1 p.m. Doing a project, or doing homework from maths, I don't know. Then one to break for lunch and reading a book or watching a TV series, blah blah blah. Just try to plan everything out. Try it for a week, let's say, and actually try to stick to everything exactly. Don't give up. Don't be like, I'm done with this, I don't want to do it anymore. No, it's written here that you're studying for this hour and you're studying for maths for this hour. You stick to it. You stick to it and you learn, and you don't defocus or anything. You just try and do it no matter what, no matter if you have the concentration or not. Also, I feel like with time, the more you try and stick to your planning, the easier it will get to actually stick to it and focus on what you want to focus, because at the beginning it might be a little bit hard, but with time it will get easier. Now here comes in the thing of motivation, which may be a problem because you have it planned out and everything, but you don't have motivation. That's another thing that I'm extremely lucky to have. I have extreme internal motivation, as in I don't need to force myself to study. I don't need to force myself to do this, because the sheer fact in my brain that I said I will do it, in my brain that's enough. Like I said I'll do it. That's it. But I understand that not everyone works like that, so try to find some motivation if you don't have internal motivation. I don't know, for me, for instance, when I have a whole day of studying, because when I have exams, I study 12 hours straight, and when I mean 12 hours straight, I mean no break. Well, maybe to the loo and to eat something, but I don't take a break for anything. I literally study 12 hours in a row. So what I do then, also not recommended, this is something for me, but I don't recommend you actually fry your brain like that. So those are the moments where I do need some sort of motivation, at least something to keep me alive. So what I, for instance, do is, okay, after I finish reading this chapter, or after I finish doing that, I don't know, or once every hour, if I actually study for the entire hour, I will eat one piece of chocolate, or I will give myself 5 minutes to watch a YouTube video, or 5 minutes to, I don't know, do this, or 5 minutes to do that. And so try to reward yourself. Now I understand that, especially if you're like a food binger or something like that, binging chocolate every time you want to eat is not the best idea. Even if you're not a binger, eating chocolate every time you want to study, if you do it every single day, it's not a good idea. It's not really that healthy. Sugar is not healthy for you. Don't do that to yourself. But there are other ways you can reward yourself. It's like I said, 5 minutes of watching a YouTube video, 5 minutes of scrolling Instagram, just to give your brain a break. I don't know, eating a celery stick. I don't know, whatever you need for motivation that doesn't take away too much of your time. Then give yourself a moment. Like if I finish this chapter, finish this math exercise, finish this project, or after the hour's up and I actually studied, give yourself a time, and after you've done with that, reward yourself. That's a good way of motivation. As long as, of course, the rewarding part is something that doesn't hurt you, then I feel like that is fair enough to do. So the next thing that I do going into the studying, I know that everyone has a different technique for studying. In my case, I study by taking notes and then rereading them until I remember it. I know that this isn't something for everyone, but that's the way that helps me the most. And the reason why I have to take notes, even if it's word for word from the presentation, from the teacher, what the teacher said, I have to have notes because in my own handwriting, because otherwise I won't remember it. Now I know this may be just my brain thing, it doesn't have to be for everyone like this, but if I have the same exact thing on the computer, in like computer text, I will not remember it. I don't know why, I just won't. So I have to rewrite everything in my own handwriting, or otherwise I won't remember it. And after that, studying, as in, studying, not actually doing projects or anything like that, studying is extremely easy because I just read and read and read until I remember. Depending on the subject and how hard it is, it's between 5 and 10 rereads for me of the entire thing to remember everything. Now, remember that memory works differently for everyone, and that not everyone is the same, and so just because for me this time is enough doesn't mean it's enough for you, but also maybe you can remember it in one read, My brain is kind of shite, so, not my brain, but my memory. So, don't take it with a grain of salt. And especially if you're making notes and you're doing it in your own handwriting, then what is important, at least in my opinion, but I think there's, I think I may be wrong, I think there is some scientific research based on the fact that your brain better remembers colors. Have at least 2 colors, like I have pastel pink and yellow to, underline or, just line the most important things, because that will help your brain remember better. So I'm not sure if the scientific research like this, I recall reading something like that, but I don't remember. If I remember correctly and I find it, I can link it in below, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, it helps me, even if it's just a placebo effect. I should make a video on the placebo effect now that I'm thinking about it. That's a good idea. It's a really good idea. But even if it's a placebo effect, underlining things in colors and generally making things pretty and colorful helps me remember things better. So that's something that I really recommend. And then the last step for me in studying, which is the most important, is talking to someone. I know this sounds ridiculous, but the way that I learned the best, and this is the only way to ensure that I actually remember what I learned, is by telling someone everything I learned. So I have to go to my mum, or to my boyfriend, or anyone, give them my notebook and tell them, I learned all that. You gotta ask me all those things in there. All the things you see in color, yeah, you gotta ask me all of those things. And they ask me, and then I tell them what that thing is, how that thing works, definitions, everything. I have to explain to someone what I've learned if I'm going to remember it. I don't know why it works like that. I don't know how it works. Some people are visual, some people, you know, audio, well, English. But in order for me to remember, I have to tell someone. So I don't know, maybe that's something that will work for you too. Maybe, you know, you've been reading and reading and writing, but you don't remember it anyway. Try having someone ask you the question so you can explain everything to them and repeat to them. Maybe it will help you remember better. It definitely helps me out. So that's basically all I do for my studying, but I find that it's extremely useful and extremely good, as in I don't have any trouble with passing tests well. Like, I'm the kind of annoying person who doesn't worry and get anxious because I'm scared I won't pass. I mean, very occasionally I am. I'm the type of person who worries and gets anxious because I'm scared I'm not gonna get a 5. So, you know, once again, this may just work for me, but you know, if any of those tips help you out in any way, I highly recommend it. It's been working for me fabulously. I've been doing these things for years and I get pretty good grades, and I'm happy because I also actually remember everything I studied. That's an important thing, because I know that a lot of people study, or a lot of like learning mechanics are just so you know, remember for a test and then you forget. But I actually remember the things I study for. Like, I actually, sorry about my hair falling in my face all the time today. I actually remember all the things I study. It's not like the exam's over, everything just evaporates. Like, I remember everything. Well, not everything. Obviously, over time things evaporate because that's how memory works, and that's totally fine. I should also make a video on how in our brain memory works. That would be interesting. Let me know, guys, if you're interested in the placebo effect and how learning, studying, and memory works in your brain, because those are very interesting topics that I know enough about. But, you know, so obviously I don't remember everything all the time, but I do actually retain a lot of the things that I study. I do remember a lot of the things at university, at least, that I've studied. They don't just evaporate after the exam's done or next semester. I actually do tend to remember quite a bit of it. So this proves to me that, at least for me, my learning tactics are that for me they are useful and helpful, because I actually retain the memory of what I've learned for a longer period of time. Once again, I'm not sure this will help anyone. I'm not sure if it's going to help you, but maybe you haven't tried any of those things, or haven't tried some of them, and maybe they will help you, and that's basically why I made this video. This isn't anything scientific, that's just how I do it, and it works for me. So I hope I helped you in some way. I hope everything's going fine. Let me know how you are, let me know how your tests are going, let me know how's university going if you're at university, and if you're at university, let me know what you're studying, because I'm curious about those things. I'm curious, what do you guys do in life? You know, I'm curious what my audience is like. I feel like we don't have enough of an interaction. I wish we'd have more. Like, I know there's not that many for you. I just hit 310 subscribers, by the way, so thank you so much. Like, I know it's not big compared to like PewDiePie or, I don't know, a review bra, but that's quite big for me. So thank you. I appreciate every single one of you, and I really wish we'd have more of a relationship. You can follow me on Instagram and InsomniacVicky if you'd like. You can write to me there anytime. I'm willing to talk. I'm willing to help out with any problem you might have of any nature that I talk about on this channel, and I'm just willing to get to know you guys. So let me know something about yourself in the comments below. Let me know what you're interested in, what you like, what you study. I wanna get to know you guys a little bit more too. You know, I wanna have something going on here. yeah. So that is all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for 200 subscribers, which is crazy because I've never done this YouTube channel for views or fame or money. Like I just like the interactions, very sporadic ones, but I just really like these sporadic interactions that I have with you guys, and that's kind of why I'm doing it. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone who cares to look at my sad sack potato face. And I will see you whenever I have the time to film another video. So see you later. I love you guys. Bye bye.